Let's do a quick mirror check. Looks like we're good to go. Good morning, everybody. So, after much moaning and bitching, I had succumbed, and I got the USB Type-C to 3.5 millimeter microphone adapter from GoPro. I have it mounted on the helmet. I guess when I post this video, if I post this video, I'll include a picture of my setup. I did some testing during the evening on a quick run last night, and yeah, I was pretty happy with the results. Let's see if we can make this light. Ooh, that's gonna be a little sketch, but oh, got it. I'm not sure if it's going to be coming in stereo or not. I was just kind of watching the playback on my phone. I wasn't really paying too much of attention to it. I just knew that it came in pretty loud and clear. I was catching breathing in the microphone as well. So if anyone has any suggestions with maybe adjustments for like the audio input, I have it on standard mic, not line-in mic. I don't know exactly what the GoPro's doing, if it's using multiple microphones at the same time still. I would assume so, from what I was hearing, because I was hearing wind noise, but I was hearing my voice over it. Yeah, but so far, yeah, pretty happy with it. Feel like pretty much my commuter setup is complete. A good friend of mine remarked some years ago, as we were both, you know, making our way through our careers, that, you know, we're watching like a movie or something, and I like action movies. I'm a big fan of like the early 80s super gore of like RoboCop, but I'm also really a fan of the 2014 reboot of RoboCop, which a lot of people really didn't like. I loved the suit. I loved like the I love what they did with the movie. I love that they didn't take the comedic satirical take so much, but there were little like homages here and there. I thought the actor did a really good job, but yeah, generally the movie was panned critically, and it didn't do that well in the box office, even though worldwide it did okay. He's like, we'll make you, you're easily impressed. You're too easily impressed. Nah, maybe I'll take a little criticism that way. But I also think that I'm able to see the beauty in small things. So, as much as I complained about certain things, I've learned to try to appreciate it for what it is. Being a fan of like cyberpunk and science fiction in general, I saw the new RoboCop reboot more of a science fiction film and then a societal editorial piece or a satirical piece, how like the old RoboCop used to be. I liked Sam Jackson in it. I thought he was a cool personality. I doubt that they're gonna ever revisit that installment, but you know, I appreciate it for what it is. I mentioned that because we're living in an interesting time where A lot of the things of our dreams, or at least as kids, growing up in like the late 80s and 90s, we have all that stuff. Dick Tracy watches, you can make phone calls, get contextual information, riding on an electric motorbike that keeps up with traffic comfortably. Granted, not like, you know, the longest of distances, but, you know, it does its thing. And I don't know, I just kind of appreciate the interesting time that we're in. A lot of the stuff I imagined as a kid, I'm getting now as an adult. I think that's kind of cool. It makes me kind of wonder, like, what younger kids, what do they dream about now? What are the things that they want to see come to their reality, come to fruition? I remember just imagining, man, it was just so good to watch Ninja Turtles on like a TV that I could pull out of my pocket. Smartphones have all the information in the world right there in the palm of your hand. I don't know, it's really weird. What more could you really want? I'm thinking back to 2012, 10 years ago, and I'm still using computers from that era, and they work perfectly fine. Granted, I'm not saying that we're not making any more improvements. Of course we are. Battery technology is a lot better. Chips are continuing to get more power efficient, smaller. But I do think that things are starting to kind of plateau as far as like expectations. A computer is a computer. It used to be like, oh man, I can't wait to get the next operating system. I can't wait to get a new computer. Now it's like, you make upgrades when you see that your computer isn't doing things that you need it to do. But as far as, you know, trying to be on the top of the pecking order, like, oh, I have the new, they all look the same now. You get a new MacBook Pro, they all look the same. They're using the chassis from years ago, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And when you start trying to innovate to death, sometimes you end up giving the population or the public something that they didn't even ask for. I think that was one of the major complaints about some of the changes that they made with the Apple notebooks. So what do? They let them people eat cake. They gave them back what they already had years back, and just with the new internals. Alright, don't hit me. Man. I remember spending hours on public transportation daily. And I don't look down on people that take it. You gotta do what you gotta do. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Especially post-peak COVID. Not even just for health reasons, but in New York City, we have one of like I think the oldest public transportation train system network. And it definitely shows. Oh shit. I think we should be good. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, good. I'm making good time. Uh-oh. Got him. That person's gonna be tight if I do this, but go and do it anyway.